The ride at the end of the pier. Jesse Reno was an American engineer with a large idea that never happened. He wanted to build a double-decker subway under New York, and he needed a way to move crowds between the levels without stairs. His answer was patented in 1892. He called it the inclined elevator. It was a belt of cast-iron slats running up a slope, with a moving handrail beside it, and a comb of metal fingers at each end to guide feet on and off. The subway was not built, so he installed the machine somewhere else. By the record kept at Guinness, it went up at the old iron pier at Coney Island in September 1895, and some sources give the following year. Either way, it was not transport, it was a ride. It rose about 7 feet, at a gentle angle, and people queued to go up it and come back down. Around 75,000 of them did so in a fortnight. It stayed a fortnight and came down again. But the parts that made it work, the moving handrail, the comb at each end, are the parts still used today. The machine that could not find a subway to serve is now in nearly every department store, airport, and railway station on Earth, doing quietly the exact job it was designed for. A bed, borrowed from the circus. George Neeson was a competitive gymnast at the University of Iowa. He watched trapeze artists at a circus and noticed what they did after the act was over. They bounced on the safety net and used it to add a few tricks for the crowd. He thought the net was more interesting than the trapeze. With his coach, Larry Griswold, he built a frame of angle iron in a garage, stretched canvas across it, and held the canvas with springs. The prototype came together in the mid-1930s. It was training equipment for tumblers, and nothing more. The military found it during the Second World War. A trampoline turned out to be a good way to teach a pilot how to work out which way up he was after a hard maneuver. Later, the space programs used them for the same reason. Neeson spent decades promoting it. He took a trampoline to Central Park and photographed a kangaroo standing on it, on the reasoning that a photograph of a kangaroo goes further than a press release. It became an Olympic sport in the year 2000. And it became something else as well, which was never the plan. A large round thing in a back garden, with a net around it, used by children who have never heard of a trapeze. Pie tins on a lawn. The Frisbee Pie Company of Bridgeport, Connecticut sold pies. Its tins were light, round, and had a raised rim, and students at colleges in the area discovered that a tin thrown flat will fly a long way and land upright. The habit spread across campuses in the 1940s. It had no equipment budget and no inventor. It had a pie company and a lawn. Separately, a Californian named Walter Frederick Morrison had been making flying discs out of plastic since the late 40s, selling them at fairs. His best design was molded in 1955 and called the Pluto Platter because flying saucers were the thing that year. The toy company Wham-O bought the rights in 1957. The following year, hearing about the students and their pie tins, they changed the name to Frisbee. The pie company had closed by then. It never made a penny from the toy, and the spelling was altered just enough to be a trademark. The disc is now an Olympic-adjacent sport, a beach object, a thing thrown for dogs, and a standard item in a park. The pies it started as have been out of production for over 60 years.